Hello, Big Brother fans. Excuse the loud noises in the background because the family is watching. So you think you can dance, and they tend to be a little verbal. I've been missing because work has been crazy, and I have to admit, Big Brother hasn't been all that exciting to me for some reason until tonight. Yeah. Okay, now because it hasn't been exciting, I haven't been taking notes, and so I wasn't taking notes to write down what the diamond veto entails. However, if I remember it correctly, that gives Matt the power to take down the two people, one or both of the people that are nominated from the block, and replace them with his own nominations. Basically, leaving out the person who won the HOH. Now, if you are not into spoilers and you don't want to know who won the HOH, turn down your volume and no, you're going to have to just leave, because everything that I'm going to talk about later on is going to be based on what my predictions are for nominations and how all the scenarios can run. So sorry, yeah. I'll tell you when I'm going to tell the HOH. I was sick and tired of Rachel being the wow wow baby. It's like it was fine when things were going her way, and she could, yell and scream and point fingers at the people and stink about them or do whatever and give her little zings when she was running, really cool up in the HOH or yada yada, right? But the second thing that, the tides turned on her, she just became the biggest wow wow baby, and I was so not becoming a fan of her anymore, She is funny. I think she is very funny, and I don't think that, I don't think she really takes herself all that seriously, but I think that, she rubs people the wrong way for that reason alone, I'm guessing, just because she's so silly, stupid, whatever. But anyway, Brendan is also he's very bad at being mean or the bad guy. He can't pick a fight to save his life. I mean, for crap's sake, I was just like, oh, it was just torture trying to see him try to go at Reagan and Brittany, Yeah, it was just very uncomfortable. Let's see, let's just move straight to when they were doing the eviction. Something that I noticed right away was Kathy every week has said, I regretfully evict so-and-so. And this week it was just like, see you, Rachel. No, she wasn't regretful at all. When Julie was saying goodbye to Rachel, I'm sure each and every one of you noticed that she said that this is probably not the last you've seen of the Big Brother house, which tied into what the saboteur told the group this week. So, does any of you have any idea what that could mean, what it could be, do you have any possibilities? Let me know. I want to hear all scenarios of what it could possibly be. I think, that occasionally they will bring house guests back in to run a game or whatever, but they're not allowed any interaction really per se with the players. I don't know. I just think it's really interesting the way things were worded. Okay, moving on to America's Choice for the Have-Nots. What are you guys going to vote on? Now, if there were people in the house that I actually kind of liked, I think right at this point, other than I'm really liking Brittany, because Brittany, I think, even her dead eye, her floating eye just kind of distracts me at times. But if I leave that out of the equation and try not to look at her, she is funny as hell. And, I wouldn't mind her winning at this point. But some of the things that Reagan does and says is just very bitchy. And, I mean, come on. There's always been bitchy people in the, in the house. But just some of the things he says rubs me the wrong way at times. But if there was anybody that was still in there that I actually cared for, I would vote for the bologna and the bran muffins for the have-nots. But I would totally, right now, do the turnips and tofu. I mean, tofu is nothing unless you add something to it to give it, the flavor. It's, so, yeah, all they'd be given is slop, so there would be no flavor added there. But anyway, let me know what you guys are going to vote for. Bologna and bran muffins, eggplants and escargot, or turnips and tofu. Let's see. Okay, so the HOH. Now I'm going to talk about who won the HOH. So, see ya. Okay, so the person who wins the HOH is Brendan. So I at first was very happy about that, but then I started going, because that diamond veto comes into play, okay? So there can be bunches of scenarios there. But first I wanted to say, Julie said that there were 3 people that the HOH can put up for being have-nots. And I think it was kind of a duh moment because, immediately when I realized that if Brendan was the winner, I thought Matt, Reagan, and Brittany are definitely more than likely going to be the 3 have-nots. Just to, do his thing and avenge his princess or whatever. When they showed that course and they were saying, you got to take the rope and you've got to undo it and you've got to carry it along with you. The second I saw that course, I said, Kathy is effed, because seriously, I mean, she might want to play it off that, she's underplaying her hand. I think she's a fool. I don't know. There's just something about her that's, I don't know. She doesn't seem to be a very strong player. And, I will admit it that if she does come back later on this season and, and plays her trump card, I will eat my words and say I'm sorry. But at this point, I'm saying I don't think she's a competitor at all, and they need to really be careful with her as a floater. But when they cut to commercial, they said, "America, there's a new saboteur in the house," and I was like, "What?" For half a second, I thought there was going to be a second saboteur. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't it? I mean, if that second saboteur came in and did, something that was put up on the screen, and Reagan's like looking around like, "I didn't do that one. What's going on?" So, that would be so much fun to have a second saboteur, don't you think? Okay, so now we move on to the scenarios for voting. Who they're gonna put up for nominations and stuff. My immediate thoughts right now is, obviously Matt, because he was the one that nominated the both of them. But I think right now he's very hot on Brittany and Reagan for some reason. So I have this weird feeling he's gonna put up Brittany and Reagan and use Matt to backdoor, if just in case he or those two win the veto. Now, in that scenario, if he's going to be backdoored, if one of those two or Brendan wins the veto and they pull themselves down, and Matt goes in there, or if Brendan wins it and he really wants to backdoor Matt, he can pull one of the two down and put Matt in there. If Matt uses the diamond veto to pull himself off, I'm thinking more than likely Kathy will get put in there. And I was thinking, if he does put, if Brendan does put Reagan and Brittany up, my guess is he will leave it be. Matt will leave it be, because if he pulls any one of those people off, there's the chance that the brigade can be put up, and he might not want to take that chance and save it for another week. So in that case, one of those two will be going. If it was a replacement, my only guess would be Kathy. Because of those 3, there's those are the 4. Kathy for not saying sorry to his princess, and then Matt, of course, Reagan, and Brittany, because he seems to have no beef at this point with Hayden, Lane, and Meow Meow. So, do you guys have any other thoughts on that, or any scenarios that could be played out? Let me know, because I always love to see what other people think, and hopefully I will be back. We'll see. I might be back Sunday. I don't know. I'm slowly getting caught up, but every time I say that, it's like rabbits. The work just gets crazy. So, okay, you guys, have a good one. Bye.